Hello and welcome to another Raggy's beer review. So back over in the tap room tonight with a beer from Low Cost Beer. So it's an Imperial Stout on draft from Low Cost Beer. Nice and solid as you'd expect. So they get the beer out of the keg, squirt a bit of, I don't know, whatever it is, some sort of gas that makes it last longer. After, because otherwise it'd be flat. So I'm drinking this from Hand Brew Company. There we go. And it's called Barrel Aged Staggering in the Dark, 10.2%. And I'll read what it says. Our first ever Imperial Stout, named after a beer brewed by the legendary Ben Robbins, who in the 80s installed the Tower Brewery in the Hand in Hand. 1 pint of it was said to leave you staggering in the dark. Bless you. This beer also gives a nod to the candlelit evening of music and poetry held annually at the Hand in Hand. Original notes of dark chocolate, fragrant espresso, sweet vanilla and dried fruit have over time and through contact with the bourbon-soaked oak, evolved and developed rich aromas of wood, smoke, dried dates, deep molasses. A decadent beer that has been a year in the making will only get better with time. This beer is silky smooth but rich and layered with warming flavours. Like I say, I got it from Low Cost Beer. And yeah, let's give it a pour. Can't say that I can put my hand on my heart and say I've had a beer from Hand Brew Company before, although it does ring a bell. So here we go. Nice little pop on the aroma there. A bit of smoke coming off the top for those people who love a bit of smoke. So I do want to pour it to get a bit of a head, see how it comes. Here we go. See, some beers you don't need to do that, and then other beers you want to do it just to see what the head's going to look like. As we can see, it's a lovely black pour with a tan head that's dissipating rather quickly. That's a bit of carbonation going up the side of the glass there. Right, anyway, from West Sussex. Don't get me started with where West Sussex is. It's down south somewhere. I know that. So, as always with Aggie's Beer Reviews, there'll be a beer review and there'll be some chat, and boy, have I got something to tell you. But anyway, not good. Well, it wasn't good initially, at least. The molasses. And the dates, you can smell them. Really quite prominent. Oh, cheers all. Wow. Obviously there's chocolate in there. The barrel is right at the front. You can really taste the barrel. So I'm going to give it a chance to breathe. So anyway, today my wife went to my daughter's Endu last night, and we're going over to pick her up. So I picked up my mate Andy because his wife was there, and we were going to a pub afterwards because it was near. So we're going all that way into Leicestershire to Ashby de la Zouche, and you got to go on the motorway. So anyway, I'm tootling down the motorway. All of a sudden, there's this bloody noise from underneath the car, and it sounds like something scraping along, and it sounded absolutely god awful. Lasted 40 seconds, and nowhere to pull over. Fucking smart motorways, nowhere to pull over. Just got to keep going and pray that whatever it is not detrimental to the car. And then all of a sudden it stopped. I looked behind me, couldn't see anything. Couldn't see anything that had gone under. And I'm like, what the bloody hell was that? carried on going. It's like, I thought the engine sounded a bit strange for a second. Looking down, because you know, you're obviously focused on the road, 60, 70 mile an hour, I'm focused on the road. Next minute, looks down, oh, for fuck's sakes. The engine management lights come on, red engine management light, and it's like, shit. What do you do? The engine sounds okay. Give it a rev as I'm going along. Revs are fine. Temperature's fine. I know the oil's fine. Went to change gear, and there was a strangeness on the sound coming from the gearbox. And I'm like, what the bloody hell was this? Luckily, we were only going down a couple of junctions on the M1. Got onto the A42, stayed in the inside lane just in case we had to bail. You know, because obviously don't know what was going to happen. Didn't know whether the car was going to blow up or what. Really didn't know. We're going down. I thought, well, I've got to get to my wife. So let's see what this is. As we come off the A42 and we're going on smaller roads, when you're putting your foot down to accelerate, you can hear this like whoosh. And the only way I can describe it, it sounded like the exhaust wasn't on right or something. And I thought, well, has part of the exhaust come off? Was that what we heard? No idea. Got into the place, into where my daughters, they'd booked this lovely, they like these apartments that hold about 5 to 10 people, and God knows what they paid, with a lake and that, and mostly hen parties and stag do's go there. Makes you wonder what goes off when everyone's gone, eh? But anyway, I don't want to go down that road. My wife was there, and my daughter. In any case, we're there, we're looking underneath the car, nothing. Looking in the car, nothing visible that you can see. Our good friend Andy, is a clever bloke, he's pressing the buttons to trigger fault codes on the car. And it came up with this code, something to do with a blooming sensor on the crankshaft or something. And I'm like, for fuck's sakes, I'm never going to get home. And there was this thing sticking out, and he just pushed it in a bit, and he played with that. Anyway, we're pulling out, stress to high heaven, as you can imagine. I don't do well with stress as it is. Pulled onto the main road, all of a sudden the red light went off. And it's driving back to normal. No engine management light. When you put your foot down to change gears, no issues at all. And I tell you what, these sensors, obviously the sensors sending the wrong message to the engine management system, which then tries to do its best to, and I tell you what, scared the absolute bejesus out of me. Anyway, back to the beer. So that was my day. What was yours like? So the good people at Low Cost Beer are now doing, and I've got the website on there. There we go. There we go, Low Cost Beer. And you'll scroll down, you'll get the normal beers, some cracking beers to be fair, and wines, spirits and whatnot. And obviously the prices are decent. So now they've got these things called breathtaking brews. You can see the writing there, and I assume this is one of them as well. Yeah, I mean, it's got the untapped ratings and what they're costing as well, and quite a few from Vault City there. So Vault City must be the first brewery that it's happening on, and Then obviously I'm just going down to where the draft beers are. Yeah. And this has got a rating of 4.35 on Untapped. So yeah, quite the rating. Back to a standard beer review now. I was scared. I was absolutely shit scared today. That speed on the motorway, what the bloody hell was under our car? Was it something that's fell off the car and scrape it? Oh, it just sounded awful. And it's not what you want. No one wants that sort of shit when you're driving along. Obviously things fall off on cars all the time, and track and vans. I mean, we had this van go by us and he had some wood on the roof, and the wood's like that with the wind. And Andy said to me, he says, that at some stage that's going to splinter, it's going to blow. Whoever's behind him, that's going to cause a real accident. I mean, there's not many police on the motorways or anywhere these days. Police seen that, they'd pull him over and tell him to sort his load out. Oh. Staggering in the dark. I've done plenty of that before. And last night for starters. On the way back up to the house. But yeah, it's the barrel on that is lovely. They remind me of my good friends over at Bang the Elephant, locally to me. Their barrel aging is just simply off the charts, and this just reminds me of that. It's just, you know, a beer that sits in barrel. You get some of these beers that say the barrel aged, and you drink them and you're like, but where's the taste of the barrel? You know, you for beer sitting for a year, it's going to cost more for you, the consumer, to buy, for obvious reasons, because the investment that's gone into that beer. Hence the price of the barrel, sitting there for a year. Don't get me started on government duty. Robbing bleeders. And I put it in the Emperor's Brewery glass. Why would I put it in the Emperor's Brewery glass? Because, you know, this is the sort of beer that Mr. Emperor's Brewery, Damon, would absolutely, you know, it's a beer that would sit right up there on his list. And I'm not sure if this brewery have ever done a collab with him, but you know, you want to tag him in, or don't worry, I'll tag him in for you. That's what Maggie's Beer Reviews does. You know, if you can't use social media to push and prod, then there's something wrong with social media. It's you know, it's rich, it's decadent, it's not too thick. I've had a lot thicker, gloopier beers, should we say. But yeah, it's just nice. It's just bloody easy drinking. And I know it's 10.2%. Just say 10.2, doesn't it? Without my eyes. But yeah, it's a pure treat in a bottle. Obviously, low cost of doing it, aka Smiling Grape. And you know, if you don't live that end of the world, or you're looking at low cost for I mean, you can get it from the website, obviously. You can get it from their website. I've just looked. But if you know, want lots of different beers, then it's a good thing. And it was absolutely solid, the bottle. And for me, draft beer, draft cider, especially when you can't get it normally, is, for me, a fantastic thing. And I'm surprised that more breweries, not just breweries, oh yeah, breweries, I'm surprised more breweries aren't doing this, especially with a brewery with a tap room on it. I'm really surprised that more, got right itchy knee, aren't going down this draft route. I know you have to pay duty on your keg, and I get all that, but if you're paying duty on the keg in the first place, then it doesn't bloody matter if it's the old keg or not. Yeah, it's a strange one, that is. I hear people, the government have changed their minds now. They're allowing takeaways again. I would never think, why would they not allow takeaways? It used to be the thing all the time years ago. Reverse, going to the Nell Gwyn in Arnold. That pub's now gone. It's flats now. And we've lost so many of our good pubs. That was more of a scrapping pub than a good pub, but in any case, but they used to have a bar around the back for takeaways where you could go and get your takeaway beer, and you know, that's the thing that needs to carry on. A lot of people don't like sitting in the pub for whatever reason, but they do like the beer, and for me, if it's takeaway, yeah, I still think it should carry on. But that's just me. I mean, the good people at Low Cost Beer, when I went down to the shop, I went in there, had a nosy in their back room, and they've got so many keg machines there, with kegs lined up. And you know, for a beer lover, it's like, wow, look at this. And lots of ciders, and beers, obviously. It might have been the odd wine as well at one stage. But yeah, a must visit place. So anyway, a pure treat of a beer. You've heard what I said already, what the description is. It lives up to its description. It's so joyous. And the barrel, if you love a barrel aged beer, you're going to love the oaky bourbony elements that seem to come through on this. Yeah. So, Hand Brew Company. Wow, what a beer. And if you like your Impy Stouts, and if anybody from Hand Brew Company is watching this, give the likes of Emperor's Brewery or Bang the Elephant, great lads, give them a message. Say that Raggy says, they know who I am, say that Raggy says you might be interested in some sort of collab, and you know, vice versa, both ways. And I'll tell you what, they'd be well up for it. Like I say, both amazing brewers, and it's always interesting to learn what other people do. You know, as a gardener and as a beer reviewer, I'm always watching what other people do, and you know, if I have to nick an idea or learn, shall we say, from ideas. But anyway, would I drink this again? Hell yes. Yeah, stunning. A good 4.55 out of 5 for me, and a good Untapped score as well, whereas Untapped is obviously a bit more hit and miss. Thank you for watching. See you soon, everyone. Well, if I can turn the